Welcome to a video of a app review slash tutorial on an app that I found today called USB slash BT Joystick Center. I'll have a link to the app in the market in the description, and it's by Poke64738. This guy did a really good job on making this app. I'm really happy with it. I bought it for about $4.75, worth every penny. It works with Android 3.2 and above, so I'm using a Galaxy Nexus here running 4.0.2, and it essentially is a just a giant library of drivers that you can use on your phone to play games with controllers. So I have an Xbox 360 controller here. This is the wired one without the battery pack. This is not playing charge. So it will have this USB on the end, but it will have no battery pack on it. So I can use this with it. I can use a wireless 360 controller. I can use a PlayStation 3 controller, wired and wireless, Wii remote, and even some miscellaneous Bluetooth and USB controllers out there. So what you're going to need for this is a phone running 3.2 or higher. Like I said, this is ice cream sandwich. You're going to need a becoming famous, if not already famous, OTG cable. So you just put the male end of a USB into this side, and it shrinks it right down to micro USB right there, which you can then plug into your phone. So to get this started, I'm just saying right now that this is going to be a tutorial more specifically geared towards the wired controller, because there's wireless tutorials out there, but not many wired ones. So what you're going to start by doing is just getting the male end of your controller and getting the female end of the OTG cable and just plugging it right in. Once you're done with that, you should have a cord that extends. That should be a snug fit, and then goes all the way to the controller, and you will have this micro USB end. So once you get there and you have the app downloaded, you're going to plug the controller into your micro USB port, depending on where your phone is. Mine's at the bottom, and you're just going to go ahead and plug it in right there. Alright, and then power should supply to the controller. So you see my lights are lit up. Depending on if this is the first time you plug your controller in or not, sometimes the lights will be flashing. That's what you want. If they're not flashing, you're just going to go ahead and unplug the controller and just go ahead and try and plug it back in, and then see if that will fix the problem. If it doesn't, you may just want to go ahead and give the phone a reboot, but it should have like the flashing lights just like this. All four will be flashing. Once you have that, you can set that aside and go ahead and open up the USB slash BT Joy Center application. Now you will get a little pop-up message here saying allow the USB slash BT Joy Center to access the USB device. My camera's not focusing. There we go. You're just going to go ahead and hit OK. In the instructions it says not to check the box, so don't check the box. Hit OK. And it should detect your controller there. Mine says Xbox 360 controller 1. So this supports a ton of controllers. It can support more than 4, so I think it's like up to 16 or more. I think it's either 16 or more than that, but point of the fact is it can support a massive amount of controllers. So if you want to have 4-player Smash Bros going on your Nintendo 64 emulator, you can go ahead and plug in 4 controllers on however many adapters you're going to need for that. But if there's no box showing up, I'm just going to hit the little search button here. And once you tap on this, you will see you have all these like little boxes lit up. These are the presets, so they already have it mapped out. So it will already have like the A button mapped out on the Xbox 360 controller, the B, the C, the D, and so forth. So he pretty much pre-mapped it for you, which saves you a good amount of time. So once you're done with that and you make sure everything's mapped, if you want analog support, so like if you're playing Mario 64, you don't want to use like the analog, or I'm sorry, the D-pad. You would probably rather use the analog. You're gonna go ahead and switch this little switch on here that says it has an A on it, and it should turn yellow. And then once you're done with that, your controller should have the one person or the first player light lit up, which is unique because most controllers or most apps just have like them continuously blinking, as in like they're not synced. But this is neat because it will actually light up the controller, and it won't constantly have like it blinking and killing battery. So after you're done with that, you're just going to hit this IME switch over here, and then it will say select input method. You're just going to hit USB Joy IME, and then there you go. So you are now using the controller to control your phone. So we can go ahead and back out of here and open up some Nintendo 64 emulator, and you will see an option if you're using N64oid, or however you pronounce that. If you're using a different emulator, there should be something similar. You're just going to hit this little option button in here and hit settings. And once you hit that, I know from Nintendo 64oid I had to find this out myself. You have to go to other settings, and then make sure use input method is checked if you're using this app. So once you're done with that, you're just going to go ahead and go to input settings, and then key mapping. And then so all you're gonna do is so for like the C left, I like to have that left on my D-pad. So I click on it, it'll say select the hardware key. You're just gonna click it, and there you go, it maps it right there. So you're just going to do that for all of them, and once you're done with that, you're pretty much good. All you got to do is back out, then select one. I'll play, I don't know, I'll play Mario 64, just load up that really quick. And then go to my save state. So here I am. I have a controller here, and as you can see, the analog works with it. I can also jump. It's kind of hard to do this with one hand, but I don't have a tripod on me. But it's fully functional. You can see I already took the visual game controllers off there, so I have a full screen, and it's very responsive. So you can see like it very responsive. You can pretty much map any keys. So the A button doesn't have to be the A button on your controller. It could be like the Y button if you want it like that, but you can have it any way you want it. And then so if you were to hit A, it jump. So it's a supported one of the supported apps that actually lets you use an Xbox 360 controller. I haven't seen many out there, if any, and this one does a really good job of doing so. The analog sticks I had a little trouble with in the beginning, and I can show you how to fix that if you're having trouble with that. I'll just go ahead and close out of here. You're just going to go right back into the USB/BT, the app. It'll say scanning. There's your 360 controller or whatever controller you're using. And what I did here was I picked one of the gray icons. These are all red because I mapped them already. But here are some gray ones. So all you're going to do is tap one and then hit if you like using the left analog stick, you're going to have to do this. But if you like using the right, you can go ahead and skip this step. But if you're doing the left, you're just going to tap one of the gray icons and then hit up, next one left, next one right, next one down. So you're going to have a total of 4 additional ones mapped. And then once you're done with that, you're just going to go back into the emulator and remap them up, left, down, right. And you should get letters when you map them. Sometimes you'll get like unknown and then a couple numbers after. I'll show you what I mean by letters. So if you go back into the settings, you will see that under the key mappings, I have my C right is F, C up is G, C down is H. It's not a weird number. So you gotta make it show a letter, and that's how you do it. You just go into the app and then tap a gray icon like I just did, and then move the analog stick left, right, up, and down, and then you'll have a letter map for each one of those movements. So definitely go check this app out. It works flawlessly. You can contact the developer. He's really good at getting back to you. He got back to me within 5 minutes when I had a quick question about the app itself. He stuck with me throughout my process of learning how to use this. It's surprisingly pretty easy to learn, and he'll definitely be there every step along the way if you need help. So go check him out. I'll have a link in the description, and have fun.